Okay, the sun's just about to go down. Okay, lighting, it's going to be pretty simple. I have lit this afternoon, and it's really simple to get going. Barbecue fire lighter and lighter to start with. I'm going to start off with quite a bit, all the kindling I have. So that's all it takes to get it going. Up here is my tilly, and a little later, once I've tended my fire, I'm going to get that going. Okay, that's underway there, and it's going dark. I'm going to start feeding some of the larger stuff. I've scaled it into small, medium, and large. Now, this afternoon it took about maybe 10 minutes for this to start heating up pretty well. It's really hard to drown that fire. It lights really, really easy. I don't use anything more than a barbecue fire lighter to get that going, and you'll notice that I have just tin foil down on the floor, and I've got no problems with the tent floor melting or burning. I was going to buy a much larger fire-proof mat, but God no, but I mean, that was 20-30 quid, and I've got to roll it up and take it out to camp when tin foil will do the same job. That and the ceramic tile. Tilly's on. Pretty good combustion. I'm going to put a couple of the larger pieces in. Once I'm happy that it's all contained, I've partially shut the front door there. Just allow it to oxygenate a little. And I also have here this little thermometer. It has two sensors, one on the wire, and the wire goes outside, and the sensor just here, and that measures the temperature on the inside, so I've got a good differential between outside and inside temperatures. We'll come back to that in a minute. I've had to shut the door on that. It's been less than 10 minutes, and it's time for hat and coat and scarf off. I'm going to turn the tilly lamp down as well. It's going a bit too strong. Tilly lamp really working well. Stove jack working well. Keg stove working well. So far, so good. There you have it. Now if I open it at this point, it's going to let a whole lot of heat fill this tent. Now the batteries have just died on the thermometer, so tomorrow I'll just put another burn in it. It'll be daytime, and we'll see the differential there. But already this is getting really warm. In no doubt at all that this will be a sleeping bag free kind of camp. But I will take a camp cot and easy chair out with me when I head out to Shell Island, hopefully pretty soon. I'm going to throw the rest of the timber into the stove and just have a lie down. I'm not going to leave this unattended or on overnight. It's getting warm now, but I have noticed, obviously as heat rises, when I stand up, because it's very tall tent, the heat is all at the top and it's cooler at the bottom. So I may even put heat reflective patches like an emergency mylar and fit them at the top here and bounce that heat back down. Wow, it's drafting some smoke back in. Must have a problem there, but the smoke is just going up the stovepipe straight out, and the actual cup is sat on top there. I think I'm going to close down some air holes at the front here. So I've shut down all the air holes at the front. There's just the two by the hinge, just to let some air in. It's not a rapid boil. I should imagine this is going to take quite a while like this to boil, but providing you're not in any kind of hurry, perhaps that will boil. We'll just open the door ajar. I don't expect much from that idea though. But the damper section isn't in yet, but they're easy enough to make. There's some funny old smells in this tent. There was this afternoon as well. Maybe that's just something I'm going to have to get used to. But I may even just seal off the stove jack and just use a stove sleeve. I'm really tempted to order myself one of them, but the jack can always be there as a backup. I've got all the wood in that I intend to use just while I'm filming. I'm not going to sleep in it tonight, but I know a lot of you guys have been wanting to see this all set up for quite a while. Now I can fit two camp cots quite easily, one on this side of the stove and another on that side of the wood stove where the easy chair is. So two camp cots easily. With that in the middle, I've given up trying to boil water on it. I might just put it back on while the door's open, see if that makes any difference. But two people in here with cots, easy. So this might be a kind of buddy system. You can split the pack weight between you and carry the volume. But it's not that heavy. So even with the door cranked open, we're not getting anywhere with that. So we just hit 26. And this you're looking at is the apex. That's the pointy bit, by the way. And I'm just going to put Mylar sheet in around the top here and reflect all that heat back down at me. So I'll tell you what I have seen for sale is a fan, and it's heat powered. So I sit the fan on top of the hot stove, and it circulates the hot air all around the tent rather than I lose it through the apex up there. So lots of modifications I can do to this. We'll have a look now at something when I gave it its maiden burn earlier on this afternoon. Well, it's pretty warm. That looks cosy. I wish I'd have put a wooden handle on that. I might swap that out. That was hot. So underneath the wood burner is a ceramic tile. It's been propped up in the air just by two bricks. Sheeting down here is tin foil. It stayed like this kind of temperature. I wouldn't even bother with a sleeping bag. I really wouldn't. It is like a sauna in here now. So I've been wanting to do this project for quite a while, and I'm glad I took the effort to do it. If I was to do this project again, I'd have a sleeve I think, instead of a jack on the sleeve. A bigger tin can will do, and screws or bolts into it to give it an air gap around the stovepipe, and that would have fit through the apex. I'd have just cut out one of these vents here and put a sleeve over this pipe, and the sleeve for it was coming in at around 50 quid. Come and have a look at this. Look at that. Sweat. Last of the twigs. Oh, look at that. Little temp peg. Must have carved it out in the woods. Sod it, in it goes. And all I have to do is blow into that and it combusts again. There you have it. Give that a second or two. Ow. So, not much to change with this. I am going to make a damper for it, which will shut down all the heat. And easy to make. I'm going to make a sleeve for my other pyramid tent. I'll show you how. It's very easy. And change that handle out, maybe for a wooden one, a bit cooler. In total, it's working a treat. I can feel the heat from here. It is hot. Let's have a look at what that chimney's doing. Almost smokeless now. Ugh. Sweat in my eyes. So I'm going to make the modifications where I can tie the rain cap and spark arrestor down to the ground to get that staked out. It'll stop it leaning back onto the tent, and that's about the only modification I'm going to do today. Okay, that's the long anticipated episode of the stove jack, the 5 litre keg stove, and the firing up of. I would need a lot more fuel to burn in that for an overnighter, but in the past hour it's only gone through a very small handful, so I'm quite happy with that. And obviously with a damper system in that, it's going to burn even better. Until next time, take care of yourself, and I'll bring you back to this one as updates while the modifications are being done. Take care of yourself.